Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, today I saw a couple of videos that grabbed my attention, and I want to take time to talk about the issue that was addressed in those videos. Apparently, some YouTubers have gotten together and they have essentially put together a hit list targeting black male YouTubers to have their channels flagged and terminated. And the first glimpse of this effort that I saw was when I heard about O'Shea Duke Jackson. I heard that he lost 36,000 subscribers, and then later he indicated that he was going to shut down his channel. And he also said that he encourages people not to talk about black women on their YouTube channels because essentially they'll be targeted to have their channels flagged and terminated. So I was like, what's going on? Like what's happening with his channel? I was wondering what was going on with his channel. And after hearing that, I was listening to Superboy, and he was talking about how he's being targeted, how his name is on this list. And when I heard that, I was like, let me find out about this list. Let me see who's on this list. I want to know who put together the list. And apparently, someone left a link in his video. You know, they left several links in his video. And also, I was watching another YouTuber, Styles, do a live Google Hangout, and someone posted the link in his chat room. So apparently, you have this black woman YouTuber by the name of Simone56 who has put together this list, and she's circulating it, encouraging her supporters to flag these channels. And she actually provides them with instructions on how to go about flagging these channels. And it's a very long list of YouTubers who are included. And when I looked at the list and when I heard Harvey's commentary, I was like, why do they have Harvey Superboy on that list? That brother doesn't devote his time and energy to bashing black women. He doesn't belong on that list. In fact, that brother spends a lot of his time, a lot of his videos talking about white racism, talking about the issues that directly affect our communities. And obviously, I don't agree with every single thing that any YouTuber says, but for the most part, I support this brother. You know, he does positive videos about issues that are of importance to our community, but yet they decided to put this brother on this list. And that causes me to question the motives of these people who put together this list. It causes me to question the criteria that these people have used to put people on this list. And I also noticed that Tariq Nasheed was on this list. And while I don't always agree with Tariq Nasheed, as is documented on my channel, I've done videos opposing some things that he has said. But I think that overall, that's a good brother who has done, good things, despite my disagreements on some issues and some political issues. I think that overall, he has done some positive things in terms of like the Hidden Colors series. I think that that is positive, and I think that it has inspired people to learn more about African history and culture. And that's a good thing. And he regularly talks about issues of racism in our community, issues of police brutality. Those are very important issues that need to be addressed. And while he has flaws just like anybody else, I don't think that they should cast this brother aside and take that brother out simply because there are some disagreements that they have with some of his content. And the same is true for Jason Black. They're going out. He's actually on that list as well. I mean, the Black Authority. So again, that's another brother who deals with issues in our community. He deals with racism in our community. And I pointed out my disagreements with him on some issues dealing with women and all that kind of stuff. But I think that overall, none of the three YouTubers that I mentioned should have their channels targeted for flagging and for termination. And, I'm just going to point this out. I don't think that censorship is really the answer to the problem of misogyny in the black community. I don't think that this is going to solve anything. In fact, all this does is reinforce a lot of the negative views that some of those brothers have towards black women. That's all it does. And at the end of the day, most of these guys that are on that list, all they're going to do is set up new YouTube channels anyway. That's what they're going to do. And in fact, this is a double edged sword because when you go after people for what they say, they can do the same thing to you. And they will do the same thing to you. As people talk about these, I was looking at this list and this person was boasting about people losing their advertising dollars and this and that. And the fact of the matter is, YouTube is cracking down on all kinds of people with different types of views, taking away their advertising dollars, taking away their monetization, as I talked about in the prior video. And I think that policy is going to affect a lot of these uh, black female YouTubers who are boasting about this list and boasting about people losing their advertising and all that kind of stuff. It's going to come back to haunt them. And just as they target these black male YouTubers, some of these black female YouTubers can be targeted as well because a lot of them, unfortunately, hate the black man almost as much as a lot of these black men hate black women. And a lot of their videos say derogatory things about black men as a group. So a lot of these videos can be flagged as well. So their content can be flagged down just as they boast about flagging down people's content. I think the real way to address misogyny is with a counter message. That's what needs to happen. You don't respond to offensive speech by censoring it. You respond to it with counter arguments. You respond to it with an alternative agenda, with an alternative platform. Because ultimately, that same censorship that you're celebrating today will be the same censorship that you will condemn tomorrow. And when I see these people go after people like, Superboy and Black Authority and Tariq Nasheed, I mean, it's a case of throwing out the baby with the bathwater. You're disregarding the good that those brothers do, and you're just throwing out the good with the bad. And I just think that that's fundamentally wrong. Now, I'm not familiar with some of those YouTubers that are on the list, but obviously, like somebody like Tommy, I can understand why people have that animosity towards that guy. I've done countless videos pointing out my position with respect to him and a lot of the offensive and despicable things that he says and does. So I get that, but to lump, him into, to lump somebody like a Superboy or Tariq Nasheed into the same category, I think that that's kind of ridiculous. I think that's a stretch. And I just encourage people not to flag those brothers' videos, not to flag their videos. And, whoever put this list together, I mean, I would encourage them to take those brothers' names off that list because they don't belong on that list. And really, I don't think that that's the best way to address this problem. Um, because again, all you're doing is throwing fuel on the fire. You're going to inspire these people to even be more misogynistic because essentially you're reinforcing the stereotypes that they already have in their minds.